Asato ma satkamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Mother, hold our hand, take us from unreal to real. Take us from darkness of ignorance to wisdom of light. Take us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Jai Guru. Welcome to our Thursday session. I'm itching to share with you a wonderful discovery. Once again, it was revealed into me. Imagine you're watching a movie, a big screen, and the movie is playing. But have you noticed you and I never look at the screen and be aware of the screen where the movie is playing? We are so engrossed with the villain and the hero and the heroine and the actions and whatever love scenes are going on the mountains and scenery. We never think about the screen. We are engrossed with the movie. This is what has happened to you and us. We are in this world and we think this is our reality. This is what is real. So what is real and what is idealism is I'm going to take you across in this. Idealism is something which you would love to have ideal life. And the reality is what you are doing. Like right now, I can experience this table. I can experience this body. I can experience my mind and my name and presence and the family and the house and bank account and job and my friends. And we think I'm standing on this ground, so this ground exists. And 2022 in Swedish Academy, the Nobel Prize winner, 3 of them went ahead and discovered that this world is not real. Their name is Alan Aspect, John Claus, and Anton Zeilinger. 3 of them said what? The world is not real. So my point is today is to take you across, right from childhood, we have grown up believing what? I'm so tiny and small and I'm a baby. When will I grow up? And when will I be like my elder brother, sister, my mother and father? And then I will be independent. I can do whatever I like. And suddenly we realize I have grown old and then I'm growing older. But I have remained. I was there in 5-year-old. I am there in teenager. I have remained in when I'm growing middle-aged. I have remained when I'm grown old. I is constant. Body is changing. And then throughout the thing, Mandakya Upanishad is talking about, we have 4 existence. Number 1 is the awakened state, like you and I right now, and I hope I'm not putting you to sleep. And number 2 is the dream sleep state. All of us human beings, all human beings have waking state, dream sleep state, and deep sleep state when there is no mind, no thoughts, nothing we are aware of, excepting one thing, that when you wake up from the deep sleep, you say, I had a wonderful sleep. And then the 4th state. 4th state is what Mandakya Upanishad is telling and the Vedanta is telling. Is the real that I consciousness at 5, at 10, 15, at 20, 30, at 50, 60, and at 100, I is remaining. And that I is the 4th is called Sakshi Chaitanya in Vedanta language, or witness observer, or Turiyam. Turiyam is 4th. Turiyam means in 4th. But the 4th one, as per Vedanta, is who you and I really are. Now, what the topic today? I want to take you across right from childhood onwards. We used to think this world is so big, I'm so tiny, the sky and the world, and sometimes I'm going to die. World will continue, I'm the one who is gone. I studied whether it is light or laws of Newton in philosophy and physics, whatever we studied in the school and the colleges. I never realized that I am important. I looked at energy and laws of physics and Isaac Newton's laws of third motion, action, opposite reaction. It's all the forces. And force is what is that, into distance is, this is what is the work done. This is all we studied, everything to do with the energy and forces. You and we were not important. And then we had waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, and then as you are progressively in spirituality, religion, and Vedanta, we are realizing what? That I am important. And now, progressively, science and Vedanta went miles apart. Because science said that, look, that you are realizing, you are seeing the world is because of your five senses. If I ask you, how do you see me? How do you hear me? You say, because of my eyes and ears and my instruments for those five senses like eyes and ears and nose, throat, touch, etc. Because of those senses, instrument and the senses, I see the world. This is what the physical reality of the world that is coming in. Now, Vedanta and the science, with the advent of Einstein and progressively quantum physics, quantum science, is bridging the gap now. And now science is showing that what Vedanta talked about thousands of years ago are becoming true. And in which we are suddenly realizing that it is you and I are very important. And my question to you is, which is today's topic, can dreams really grow into reality? Our dreams. We have dreams, no? And we wake up in the middle of the night and we say, oh, it was a dream. It reminds me of T.E. Lawrence, a very famous writer. Lawrence of Arabia. Many of you must have read it. He says, all men and women dream. But they dream during the recesses of the darkness of the night and wake up and say, it was only a dream. Have you realized in your dream, whether you got $1 million, your bank account is not changed. If you kill somebody, you're not being punished in your dream. In your dream, if you are being chased by a tiger or a dinosaur like Jurassic Park, you wake up and say, oh, thank God it was only a dream. Or if you're having a beautiful dance with a very champion, attractive partner, man or a woman, and when you wake up and you say, oh, I wish the dream continued. Or you were going to have a cookie and suddenly you wake up and you say, no, I want to get back and have the cookie. Have you realized? It doesn't happen. And you say, oh, it was only a dream. Can dreams really become reality? Let's delve into this today. This is the topic. I'm going to take you back to the Einstein's time. Till the Einstein's time, you and I were told we are simple. Human beings were not we were very important, very intelligent. We had the brains and the human brains, including Darwin. Darwin himself, he didn't say that we came from the apes. It is his colleague who was his best friend. He said, no, it is the ape-like who can. Darwin accepted and became Darwinian theory. Now, but the human being's brain were important. But that human being against the nature's force, against this physical laws are important, we didn't know. Einstein with the laws of relativity. I'm not going to explain to you because laws of relativity might become a little boring for you. Apply it, can dreams become reality? Einstein brought what? Observer is important. So earlier, there's a beautiful story in which Einstein is explaining that supposing you travel in the speed of light. Let's say my brother is sitting on the bench. I leave him and I say I will just go and come back, and I take my cycle, only a cycle, and I start cycling. And just for today's session, I travel at the speed of light. Einstein theory. This is the relativity. He says when you come back to your brother, just after a short while. And you come and see that your brother is become 100 years old. It's supposing he was still alive. You are still young. Why? Time is based on observer and the speed at which you travel. This is how, just in brief, it's talking about. Now came, I talked about the three very famous names, Alan Aspect, John Claus, and Anton Zeilinger, 2022 Swedish Royal Academy, they got the Nobel Prize. They say this world is not real. And what do they say? They came out with this double slit experiment in which they were trying to find out, why did they come with this experiment? They started to realize that we have studied in our school college days in my time that light travels like a wave, light also travels as a particle. I remember in my college days in the science, that time I was in the first year pre-university, and I was told that now the particle theory of light is coming to. Earlier was light was a wave, like sound is a wave, water is a wave. Like that, light was a wave. But then I came to realize that we were studying. That time, of course, I did not understand much about it. I just heard this. I have not forgotten. Light is also a particle. Light is a wave, light is a particle. But in this, they started to realize that this world is not real. How did they suddenly come into light is a particle or a wave too? This world is not real. They started to realize there is nothing solid about this world. And we live in. That means what? You hear, no? Maya hai, this world is a dream. How is this? What is it? What is the meaning of it? Is it just some talk? No, I'm going to take you across. It came into light is not only a particle, it's also a wave. It is also a particle, both. And basic matter is like an isolated particle. What are the differences? The double slit experience proved that particles are particles, but it also travels in a wave. Particles. And we thought particles are particles, like this table, wooden table. If I break it, pound it into tiny particle, an atom, it will be a particle. Just to give you an example, how tiny is an atom and how tiny is in, let's say, in the atom an electron, proton, neutron. You heard this name, electron. Imagine an electron, let's say, is the size of a football field. Imagine. In which, do you know, most of it is an empty space, and the neutron, proton will be just about the size of the football. In the whole of the football field, which is the electron, in the tiny part size of a football will be the electron and proton. That tiny, rest of it is all apparently nothing, empty space. Then how did they create this world? How did that matter? Double slit experience proved that these tiny particles also behave like waves. So you and I will think as if the lots of particles are moving like that, and that is why it is looking like wave. Wrong. Even if you have one particle, it moves like a wave. Not only stream of particle, also single particle. So what is the application in which we are trying to talk about? They tried to do double slit experiment to know what? Scientists wanted to know, how does the particle become wave? Because they knew particle is particle and wave is wave. That was the earlier experiment. They suddenly realized through the double slit experiment that particles, when you are not observing, there is no detector, it wave acts like a wave. That particle, it's not only in the light, even a particle like this particle of the table, particle of your and my body, it moves like a wave. If it is not observed, if there is no detector, in the double slit experiment, they said, let us find out how does that particle change into wave. They naturally wanted to know, how does it change? What happens? How does the particle become wave? How can it be? And you'll be surprised, they found as long as there was a detector, meaning like a lens, like a camera, is watching that particle, the moment it is watching, it remains a particle. Meaning, if there is an observer, like a detector or like you and I, particle remains particle. But if you remove the detector, particle becomes wave. What is the implication? That means if you observe, that wave becomes into reality a particle, meaning what? Things of the world. And this is what it meant in the ancient Vedanta. This world is Maya. This is what it meant in the ancient story, that Vishnu is in, Nidra, and he is dreaming, and the whole world is creating. Now look at yours and my dream world. I will just soon come about the dream world. Now, weird thing happened. They said, okay, what we will do, we will remove the detector, so particle will become wave, and at the end of the experiment, we will trace it back to how did this particle change into a wave by, they would have something called another particle, which will be like a sympathetic particle. This particle would actually know how did this earlier particle change into wave. Don't get bored. They tried to find out how did it change. You'll be surprised, as if the particle knew that I'm going to be observed after it. And the moment they tried to find out, they found particle did not change. It remained a particle. And if they remove the detector, if there no observation, no witness, no person, no camera, it remains a wave. The moment an observer comes, it becomes particle. How do we utilize and what's the analogy with the dream? Now we will slowly come into that. How can this happen? But electrons are inanimate object. They're just like this wood, like this glass. They're just object. How can it suddenly behave like as if, like a child knows that it is being observed. It is behaving very well. Mommy and daddy is watching. They're behaving well. But if mommy and daddy are not watching, child is behaving anything. You and I have done that also in our life, isn't it? Mom and dad have gone out. We can do masti and fight and do whatever it is like. As if it was like that. Now, they tried to call entangled particles, which is like a set of particles. They found like a twin particle. This particle, what it behaves in the double slit experiment, if they observe the other particle, this particle's path will be known. Even with that, they failed. The moment observation comes in, it becomes particle. It doesn't remain a wave. They got totally flabbergasted, dumbfounded. And mind you, I am not making it up. This was in Copenhagen. This was Hessinger and Niels Bohr, one of the top masters of the quantum science, quantum physics. They discovered in Copenhagen. This is called Copenhagen interpretation, and in which they realized that definite properties prior to be measured with observation, by measuring it, then only it becomes a particle. An object comes into existence when you observe it. Now look at it. I've given you this example before. Supposing I have been taken to Switzerland, I'm unconscious. I've been taken to a beautiful snow peak mountain scene, I'm unconscious. And now I have not recovered from unconsciousness for 2 hours, 3 hours. So they're taking back to our hospital. Would I have seen that snow peak mountain? No. Why? Because I was not conscious. So they realize that if you become conscious, your senses, you're using it to become observed. And that means what? You are observing in your dream. Bring the dream analysis now. This is called the paradigm shift. In your dream, have you ever thought about it? If you do not exist, if you are not there, nothing in your dream exists. If there are 10 people, 15 people in the dream, and somebody is watching sunset, somebody is watching a beautiful game, football, soccer game, have you ever realized that each one of them are being separately given consciousness by you, the observer, because you are observing through them. And if you are not there, the dream is not there, no dream comes in. So you are the Sakshi Chaitanya in your dream, so in the waking world. In the deep sleep world, no dream, no thoughts, no mind. But when you wake up from deep sleep, you experience the absence of experience. Meaning what? Absence of experience meaning you experience blank. And you say, I had a wonderful sleep. But you experience that. I had an experience of a wonderful sleep. These three states are you and I, which I covered in the beginning of the talk. But the fourth state is who you and I are. That consciousness. So that this paradigm shift is what? From a passive object process, knowing about things exist in this universe by observing it. Now, let us get into the only thing, the relationship between you and your dream is this: you are the witness. Now, take it into a deep meditative state. You're going into meditation. You're even in the beginner. Imagine in your eyes closed position, you're watching yourself, imagining. I'm just watching myself. I'm awakened state and I'm sitting, I'm trying to meditate, or I'm playing a game, imagining. And now I go on to sleep. I'm imagining. In dream sleep, I'm dreaming. And I'm dreaming. I'm going into Pizza Hut, or I'm going to watch a match, or whatever. I'm dreaming. I'm going into beautiful mountain glades and snow peaks. I'm watching, dreaming. And then, absence of all the dream. My eyes are closed. And in all these three states, I am just visualizing it. And now all these states are getting because of my consciousness, the fourth state. Now I've gone into the fourth state. Fourth state is that beautiful, powerful, lit consciousness. This light, I'm opening my eyes now, is like the sunlight. It's taken Vedanta, close example. This light in the consciousness, which is the thorium, is like the sunlight. Have you realized? Sunlight is ever detached, ever pure. Sunlight doesn't get bad or stink, or if it falls on dirty something, become dirty. Sunlight doesn't become drunk if it falls on a pitcher of wine or a whiskey or a bottle of rum. It doesn't become drunk. It just lights. It just doesn't become holy if it falls on river, Ganga and Kashi. It remains detached. It is ever pure. Your Sakshi Chaitanya, the consciousness, is always pure. Now, establishing with the double slit experiment to make your dreams come true, vision come true, plant a seed of your prayer, of your thoughts, of your vision in that state. Of the fourth state, in your meditative state, plant it and know it, because you're a Vedantist. You know, if I plant in the consciousness, it will come true, because that is my dream, that vision, and I am witnessing it, I'm imagining it. Then why don't everybody do it just by imagination? You know why? Because they don't believe in it. They think, oh, it was only a dream. Believe in it. Now look at a practical example. Supposing some of you are parent. How did you become a parent? You thought about getting married. And then you thought about, let's have a baby. Supposing you wanted to get a Wimbledon gold medal. Hey, you have to start playing tennis. You have to start practicing. You have to practice very hard. You want to be India team cricket player. You have to practice very hard. You have to take care of your body, your training, and then only you become. But before that, what happened? Not the physical activity or training, but it was the vision of getting the Wimbledon gold medal or the cricket, becoming an India team player. Isn't it? think for a second, or becoming a parent, or studying in Harvard. If you have a dream and you plant that seed in your dream, in your consciousness, and practice it every day, morning and evening, 2 times a day, even 15-20 minutes will do. But focus attention. Even if it is 5 minutes instead of 2 hours sitting and dreaming and thinking I'm meditating, focus attention. Just watch. What will happen? This is what is the quantum physics science is saying, that a particle does not have any real existence unless it is observed. So why don't you and I observe the dream and plant the thing in our consciousness in the meditative state, in the fourth stage? Just plant that and dream about it. Plant the seed and visualize, imagine it. I am going to Mumbai. I'm imagining I'm going to Mumbai and I'm going down in my car and driving. I'm going to reach Mumbai. Then only I'll reach Mumbai, no? Supposing on the way I start thinking about Aati hai kya Khandala, let me wait at Khandala and have some coffee and spend the night there. I'm not reaching Mumbai. Are you with me? But if I keep dreaming, I'm going to Mumbai, I'm going to Mumbai, I'm going to Mumbai. You don't keep saying to reach Mumbai. You just have a vision. I will reach Mumbai. I'm going there. I have to go there. I have a meeting there. I have to go to that hotel for a party. Isn't it? And this is what is the science is bringing about today, is that Sakshi Chaitanya as per Vedanta and witness as per the double slit experience. Quantum physics is bringing science into reality with the Vedanta. It's a powerful vision. Practice it every day. Make your life into dream, into reality. Change your lifestyle. Whatever you want. Look at us, Robbin Ghosh, with the school. Hey, I just was a fighter pilot. I didn't know anything about a schooling. I had a vision. I said, let's start a school where children can really become topper. You and I also could have become. I read somewhere. We could have become. I read Swami Vivekananda. I read Vedanta. I didn't know anything about Vedanta. I started reading. And today, you and I are taking the journey. We know that tiny bit of Vedanta. It's like an ocean. And we are in this beautiful journey. Realize now how the ancient rishis reached great heights and achieved anything. And this is the power of the meditation, of being silent, being still, and dreaming and vision. And this is how I'm taking you back to that statement of T.E. Lawrence. All men and women dream, but most dream during the night and think it was only a dream. But dangerous are the men and the women who wake up and dream with their eyes open during the day. They make their dreams come true. Would you like to be one? Come on in, welcome. Join in our Sunday session, attend, practice more, and watch how your life will change. With our very special prayers to the Divine Mother, God and the Gurus. In the ancient time, religion, God, Guru, science, world were all different. Now in this world, Sakshi Chaitanya is the most important. And who is the Sakshi Chaitanya? You are. What does that mean? This is what it means, that 4 Mahavakyas in Vedanta. Aham Brahmasmi Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Tattvamasi Chandogya Upanishad. I am Atman Brahman. Prajnana Brahman. 4 Mahavakyas. Everything is saying you are that Sakshi Chaitanya. You can do anything. And look at the difference between great people and simple people, common people. What's the difference? They dreamt of doing great things. Isn't it? Welcome to Vedanta with Quantum Science. Jai Guru.